Hey, happy Trans Day of Visibility. Also, happy 1 year anniversary to be my girlfriend. And for me, 19 days post-op. So this is how the titties are looking. I just showered, so they're all pretty fresh. But this is what the incision lines and nipples looking like. Sorry that they're really gross looking, but you know, they're almost fully attached. It's just kind of like the center part. Excuse my nails that aren't done because coronavirus, can't go to the salon, can't do my hair either. So fucking shaved it, dyed it purple. Not as cute as I wanted it to be, but regardless, we having fun, we thriving. But yeah, so this is what they're looking like. I am so happy. I'm finally like starting to have my energy back, so I guess I'll just do like a timeline of what my recovery's been like. I know everyone's different, but just in case anyone wants to know like how it could go for them, kind of what my timeline was. So for the first 5 days post-op, that sucked. That was the worst because you're in the surgical wraps. So it's like, I'll post pictures, but it's like super compression. You don't get to see your chest yet. It hurts, it itches, you're miserable. You can't even sit up by yourself. That's kind of like a really defeating feeling. Like, even like, because you don't think about how much your chest goes into everything, but it's like you're trying to lean back, sit up, chest into it. I just felt like a fucking like human rag doll being like lifted and moved everywhere, and my girlfriend literally did like everything for me. But then it's really because the fucking surgical binder is just so compressive and awful that like you can't do anything. But once that's off, that's like, it's so much easier. So I did mine 5 days after the surgery, though I think a lot of people might wait until like a week after, but I'm like, the sooner you get that fucking thing off, the better. But yeah, so when we went to the surgeon, the way there was awful because it was 2 hours drive there, and I took a Percocet so I wouldn't be in pain, because you cannot like go in the car after, because every bounce in the road you feel it in your tits. So I did that, but side effect is really bad nausea, so I was vomiting the whole car ride there and home, so that sucked. But dude, that day, oh my god, best feeling ever. One, just to get that fucking surgical binder off, but then to see your chest for the first time, I'm just so excited still about it. Like, it's such a good feeling. But yeah, so then after that, what you do is like every day in the morning or nighttime, you're just doing changing your nipple and incision line gauzes and oil emulsion. I don't think oil emulsion the nipple things, but and you have to keep it compressed. Technically, I should have my shirt on with my compression on right now, but sometimes you just gotta let your tits breathe. I don't care. I'm so annoyed with compression. But once I just got out of the shower, so I have to add my aquifer and then do all the gauzing and then recompression it out. Anyway, so like after day 5, when I got my whole surgical shit taken off and it was just normal like fucking bandage thing doing compression, that week the pain was still there, definitely. I only took like the Percocets for 3 days after surgery, just because they gave me really bad vision blurriness. Like, I couldn't look at my phone screen, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, and so I was just on like 600 ibuprofen, which honestly that worked for me. I didn't really find like, I mean, it's painful, but it's only really painful if like you're moving around. If you're just laying around being like dead, which you're supposed to do because any movement can stretch them out and stress it out. So yeah, I did that, and functionality wise, you can't really do a lot. It is really smart to like pre-plan your space, but also at the same time, I feel like I had a lot more strength and movement than I thought I was gonna have, which was probably a bad thing, because I like, easily you think you're stronger than you are, and then you're like, fuck, why does my tit hurt all day now? That part was weird, because it was like everything was a lot bloodier, a lot less healed onto my chest, so that was, it was honestly kind of interesting to look at all the incisions every time I change it. But now they're doing really good. I only got about a week and a half left of doing this before I can finally just be free tittying all day, which cannot wait, because wearing compression 24/7 is so frustrating. It feels like I'm wearing a bra all day, and y'all know how much that fucking sucks. But yeah, so it was maybe like about a week more that I was still regularly taking like the ibuprofen every day. I really just tried to minimize what I've been doing. Luckily I've had people being supportive enough to like help me do stuff. So if you get the surgery, make sure you got people around to be your helpers. But yeah, and then third-ish weekend, that's when all the itching starts. I guess it's because when like the scars are really getting to that point of like, I don't know, like right when it's just like about to close and it's all like crusty-ish, that's the itchiest part. Like literally my tits itch all day. Every day it's just non-stop itching. But Benadryl or other shit like that helps. It doesn't. At least it hasn't for me. Like, I'm just fucking itchy. But luckily, like, when you're like all compressed and bound up, it's like you can scratch the outside and you're not really like hurting it or doing shit. But yeah, so after you get it taken off every day, you're supposed to do like a wall exercise where you like crawl your fingers up to wherever it hurts and then go a little bit more and then stretch. But so eventually within like 2 weeks, you should be able to get your arms above your head and back like that. I can't fully do it. Almost there. Gotta stretch them. It usually feels better to do the stretching when you have your compression on. Don't try and be stretching when you're chilling out after the shower like this, like I am. Because they're a little bit more vulnerable right now. But, yeah. Trying to think of any pro tips. I mean, honestly, it's like, just force yourself to not move around, because I found out every time I moved around or tried to do too much, I just would tire myself out, and it would even kind of set back the closing of the incisions a bit. So I know it's annoying, but you really just gotta like be a zombie for 3 to 4 weeks. But it's so worth it. Like, I'm only like 3-ish weeks in, and like, look how good they look in. They're so cute. But yeah, which is really cool. For like tenderness and stuff like that, my nipples actually don't hurt when I touch them, and I can feel it, which I'm so surprised, because I really thought I was gonna lose all sensation. Everywhere around here I have full feeling of. It's just a little bit of numbness under here, kind of like, you know, when you go to the dentist and they give you Novocaine and that like weird puffy feeling. Like, that's definitely how they feel. But I'm excited to see how they heal even better. Obviously I'll post video picture updates on that, but yeah, I don't really have any real advice. I mean, that's honestly what the doctors are for, but mostly if you just want to see what it'd be looking like, these are my tits. And yeah, I think I might make more videos, just I guess a bit about like why I did the surgery, any other stuff with the healing process, and honestly probably some like informational stuff about people who don't really understand gender or transgender issues, because like obviously I'll do a whole other videos, but my parents / family really did not get this or understand it or weren't too happy about it, and that was a whole saga, which I can detail out, but it's alright. But anyway, that just makes me think about how, like, I just wish there were certain resources to show people who don't quite understand, because it's really frustrating to have to explain to people who aren't really willing to understand. But I also think a lot of it comes easier when it's not you having to be the one to explain everything, because you try and talk to your parents or people in your life and they're immediately like, shut the fuck up. But you know, you hear it in a video and they're like, suddenly I get it. Like, so I gave my parents some like YouTube links and stuff to understand, but even when I was trying to like find stuff, I feel like maybe I just suck at searching, but there wasn't like enough content in regards to really explaining it to people who have no background in understanding these issues. And because I mean, I like to think the best in people and think that no one's like intentionally like, I will never ever ever understand, I refuse, except for maybe my mom. But you know, like, people just, they need better resources to understand. So that's something I'm thinking about on this channel, if people even watch this shit. I don't know. If not, this is just a fun record for me of how everything was doing when I was going through this big change. But yeah, also some other just fun done shit I want to do, like me fucking up my hair and dyeing my scalp purple. But yeah, that's it, all I have to say today, I guess. Here are my tits. Eat. Oh, wow. Oh, Okay, bye.